Did you always want to be a writer?
I caught my daycare provider drugging my children with cough syrup to get them to sleep all day while I worked as a loan officer. And of course, I had to quit my job to stay home with them. I felt terrible this had happened, and I needed to find something I could do at home.
You know, when I was very young and reading these stories, I wanted to be the things in the stories. So I was a science fiction fan, so I wanted to be a spaceman. But at a certain point, I realized my chances of being a spaceman were, small.
I think if you're a writer, you don't choose to be a writer, it chooses you. And I knew from a very early age that I was chosen by that.
I always wanted to be a writer from the moment I realised that it was a job you got paid money for. I used to read this series of books, kids' books called the Chalet School books. It was a series of books, and one of the characters in that grew up to become a writer, and that was one point where I realised it's a job. You get paid money for just telling lies and making stuff up. I thought I could do that. That's what I want to do.
I was a policeman first, but my dad was an author, and I kind of suppressed it during my years as a copper, but increasingly I began to realise that I had this yearning to write.
No, I was a schoolmaster, and then I was a businessman. I became an author almost by mistake.
Oh, no. In fact, the funny story is I had a teacher when I graduated from high school that gave me a creative writing scholarship, and I'm like, I'm an engineer, I'm a math person, I love numbers. And then I used that scholarship to get an engineering degree. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, what does he see that I don't see?
I knew from the age of 7 that I wanted to be an author. There are 3 things I really wanted to do. Right back then, I wanted to write books, I wanted to make movies, and I wanted to race cars. But it was the author that was always the most dominant.